Yeah, hi there everybody. It's Saturday, what's today's date? It's Saturday the 14th of November 2009. It's very late on in the evening and I've been doing other things, so I just want to post a little video if I can about three things that I read in the newspaper today. The first one's a bit of an innocuous thing really, and it comes out of the Independent, the Irish Independent, and it's written by a lady called Laura Noonan, and it says the heading is the Taoiseach urged to give O'Leary a spot in the cabinet, and it opens up, it says business giants such as Michael O'Leary should be immediately drafted into the cabinet to spearhead the country's economic recovery, a leading academic claimed yesterday. And this head is called Dr. Ed Walsh, and he is from the University of Limerick. And he was addressing some crowd called the ISME, the Irish Small and Medium Enterprises Association, and talks about they should have people like Mr. O'Leary and the Intel boss Jim O'Hara and various other of these tax exiles. And really what these people are advocating, from what I can see. By the way, I'll put the little link down there and you could go to it. Right, I'm going to cover three little things for you. I'll put the three links down there, but this link will be down there anyway, this first one. What these people seem to be saying is that just get rid of the whole democratic principle, just get rid of accountability, get rid of just what we'll do is we'll just become subordinate to the whole corporate notion. Let the corporations just take over the place, and they come first, and what we'll do is they're just going to run the place, and we'll just do what they tell us. That's what we'll do. We're the politicians and the people, and Michael O'Leary will tell us what to do, and this fella, I don't know who he is, Jim O'Hara, I just know one thing: he repatriates all the profits that he makes for Intel, and they're only here for one reason: they don't pay any tax, or little or no tax, and the day that we have to shift that tax band up, they'll be gone out of here like a light. Or the day that Mr. Obama tells them we're going to tax your profits that you get in Ireland, they'll be gone out of here like bingo. But anyway, listen, just the deeper the malaise we get into, the more and more and more the likes of this man Ed Walsh, probably he's another 5k man a week. He's probably on 5k a week. He probably earns 250,000. They all do. All them heads of those universities. That's what they all get. About 250,000 a year. They all get like what Brian Crown gets. Anyway, we know what side. We know what Tim Sheet he's singing off. We know what side his bread's buttered on and where he's coming from. He wants his £5 a week. Any challenge to that or anything like that? Who? Got to deal with that immediately. Anyway, the next thing I want to talk about basically is I want to talk about an article which comes out of the Irish Times, and it's a more serious article, and I think it has more serious portent, and it's written by one of their political correspondents, a man called Arthur Beasley. It says he's the European correspondent. And basically what it says is it says that Dr. Michael Summers, who is the outgoing head of the National Treasury Management Agency, alright, he is in advanced talks with the government as we speak to become the deputy chairman of AIB. And reading between the lines, what that's all about is very, very simple. This man, when NAMA was voiced immediately, initially, the Lenihan thought that he'd be able to dump NAMA on the National Treasury Management Agency. Now, this agency has, by economic standards, a pretty good track record as far as looking after the money that it has, that it does look after, and these are colossal amounts of money. The biggest sum that it looks after is the money that the government gives it every year, which is to do with the full state and semi-state bodies' pension funds. So you're talking about like I think you're talking about trillions of pounds. I think you're talking about like serious amounts of money, and they look after that. Or you're certainly talking about many hundreds of billions of pounds. And this fellow Summers has looked after that, as well as other aspects. But the I think that's the key element of what he did. Was this pension fund, this huge pension fund, state pension fund. And anyway, his track record in that, I think he's been doing it for about 10 or 14 years, something like that. It's quite good. So he didn't want to be getting his little track record blemished by getting NAMA dumped on him. So he kicked on the NAMA project, and he basically said that NAMA should be given out to a separate organisation. That NAMA should either stay on its own, or it should be given out to a separate organisation to deal with, because he didn't feel that it had been well enough thought out, and he pointed out all the downsides of it. He's obviously a serious economist, he's not a fool. But anyway, so he decided then that, or they decided, I don't know, maybe Lenihan decided, but anyway, one way or another, he decided to jump ship. And I think that Lenihan really realised this man was not a happy camper, and they better keep him on board. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to put him in now to this post in AIB. And reading between the lines, as I say, the real reason they're doing this is because they are going to have to rescue AIB very shortly. Of all the banks that are left, 4 or 5 banks that are left outside of Anglo-Irish, Anglo-Irish or AIB, Allied Irish Banks, is by far the worst in terms of the economic situation that it finds itself in. It's the most overborrowed, it's the most exposed, it owes the most to the big international bankers in Europe, Japan and America. They all want their money back, as we know, okay? So AIB is in serious doo-doo. And the government is going to be forced to put a huge more tranche of money into it to keep it afloat, because it's basically insolvent. It's basically bankrupt, if you want to put the real word on. It's basically bankrupt. If it was left to its own devices tomorrow morning and didn't have NAMA coming along, it would be gone. Bang, gone. Anyway, we've discussed that many times before. But what's happened is Summers has been put in there to look after the government's interests. Alright. Now we may talk about Summers at a later thing, because this whole National Treasury Management Agency is a fascinating organisation within the state, and we should maybe talk about it later. But anyway, the final thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about Iceland. The day in Iceland, very interesting. The Icelanders there's only 350,000 of these people, imagine that. And they're getting together, and 1,500 of them have been selected from all the aspects, so a big cross section of Icelandic opinion, from housewives to professional people, non-professional people, ordinary people, unemployed people, I believe 1,500 or 2,000 are coming together in like a football stadium place, alright? And they're going to have big discussions about where they're going, what they're doing, and how they're going to move forward. Because they're like Ireland, they're banjacks. They're financially a basket case, and they're going to move forward. One difference between Ireland and Iceland. Iceland has never had an imperial master. These people are the Vikings. These people don't brown-nose to anybody. When Britain went up there and in the 70s, I don't know if people are old enough to remember that, but Britain went up there in the 70s and tried to browbeat these people over fishing rights for English trawlers, and they knocked the shit out of the Brits. Alright? They'd only 4 ships, only 4 little boats, but they had the ace in the hand. They told the Brits, you mess with us anymore and you don't get out of our waters, you know what we'll do? We'll close your NATO base. We'll go in and take it over. There's only 300,000 of us. We'll go in and take that place over, that NATO base. And the Brits withdrew. And that's basically what's going to happen today. What they're going to tell the IMF is, that's what I've been told anyway, reading between the lines, they've told the IMF, no, if you want to give us money to rescue us, fair enough, we're not getting into economic slavery for you or for anybody else, and the repayments on all these loans are going to be dependent on increases in our GDP. So it's in your interest to make sure that our GDP grows. And if it doesn't grow, you don't get paid back. All part of the Icelanders, that's all I want to say.